So we are on day 16 and we're going to go toward Lancaster, California, where it has the musical roads, the kind where you drive over and it makes a song. And I forgot what song it is, but we're gonna look it up later so that we could let you know. And then we're gonna try to go to Edwards Air Force Base, where there's the world's largest compass rose, which is the one that shows you the directions, and to whatever else is out there, and maybe to gold panning at a mining recreational site. So off we go. I was just thinking, like, because I grew up in a bigger city, and I grew up in Hawaii, there's 600,000 people on Oahu, the main metropolitan island. And you grew up in close to LA, so that's just a mass of people. And looking out at all of this, thinking, what would you do growing up here? Like, you would be in a school, going to high school with what, like 20 people, 40 people in your graduating class? I went to school with 2,000 people. It's interesting to think about, like, these small towns, or just these vast spread out towns. What the quality of life is like.
Okay, so about the Civic Musical Road in Lancaster. The song that's going to be playing is the finale of the William Tell Overture. Quite a while ago, it was over there. It was by a residential area. It was actually in a residential area, and what happened was, the residents of Lancaster in that particular area were complaining of the noise. And then so what happened is the council decided, okay, you're complaining over the noise, so we're going to pave it over. They paved it over, and shortly after, what happened was they complained that it was gone. And in my opinion, if it's because you wanted them to pave it, because you're complaining of the noise. Either or, they complained enough to bring it back, and so they moved it 2 miles behind the residential area that it was in originally. And so now, if you go over it, it's out of tune. But that's because between the designer and the contractors who did it, there was a misunderstanding or miscommunication to the distance between each groove. So, like I said, now if you drive over it, it's going to be slightly out of tune, but it's still it still should be pretty good.
So Avenue G is 20 miles long, and that's where we are. The Civic Musical Road is on Avenue G. So what we found out is you go up the 14, and then you make a left onto Avenue G West. So that's where you want to go, Avenue G West. Because if you start off at Avenue G East, you'll be 20 miles away. So if you get into an accident on it, you get fined by the city or the state, because it's a landmark. It's a historical landmark. So be very careful to not hit anything while on the musical road. So it should be very close to here. Let's see if your address is right. Oh my God, is that it? Here. Musical Road. You're right. It's just about 3187. Let's see if we're going 55 miles an hour. That was cute. Is that it? I think that was it.
Yeah, I believe that was it.
Okay, so the address that we found on a different website is 3187 West Avenue G, and that is where the little musical road is. And I believe they also said that there is one in Japan, Korea, and Holland are the other musical roads in the world. So we're currently at Edwards Air Force Base here in California.
visitor control center. And we found out that the compass rose is on base, or at least I believe it's on base. And you would need a military sponsor to get there. And because we don't know anyone in the military, we can't get on base to see the compass rose. So that's unfortunate, but we tried. So if you want to come and see that, then you would need to know someone in the military. Jets. All right. Let's go Copenhagen. Well, it didn't take us long to kill a whole bunch more bugs on our road trip. Unfortunate consequence. The bugs take it. Just a whole entire valley of just wind turbines. Let's go! They can't build anything there because of the wind turbines, but that must generate a lot of electricity. Okay, we are here at Kern River. It is we're wrapping up day 15 here. Day 16 here at Kern River, and this place is a BLM, which is the Bureau of Land Management, public land that they set aside for recreational mining, and that's gold panning, basically anything without a motor. I'm guessing those pegs there were the boat ramp, but it's not here anymore, so I don't really see where you could launch a boat from this place. Too many rocks. A little adventure. Whoop! We're done. She's being super crazy and getting like a metric ton of wood, and we don't really need it. But this is what we're doing. We have the pizza in here. The oven is at 325 degrees roughly, and I'm only using twigs. That's all I'm using. Just getting some twigs. Throw them in there, and that's making pizza. So we'll see how that turns out. It's like fetch, but with large branches.
I'm like a dog who went and fetched a stick. I'm very, very proud.
Yeah, fetched 100 sticks. Oh, pizza. Yay. Okay, pizza. We're gonna try to make another one because I don't know how long that took it all.
There's also a downed young tree back there. I can drag it over.
Hey, wait, you can let them know. Okay, it's getting going. It's almost 350 degrees. It's about 10 minutes.
I don't want to eat all this.
Huh?
I'm afraid I'm going to eat all this.
Eat it all. It's designed for us to eat.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Okay. So it takes about twice as long to cook. So instead of 5 minutes and 10 minutes, it's taking 10 minutes and maybe 15 minutes to cook this. Alright, let's put this guy back in the oven. Again.
All the pepperoni. Oh, I know what we should have done.
Yeah. So pizza's just about done. It turns out they're about 20 minutes each at 350 degrees. But we can make pizza on a little camp stove.